Alright guys, here's some tips to have a quote-unquote djent tone. For this video here I'm using a 6505 plus head and a Marshall JCM 900 cab with Celestion GT75 speakers. Anyways, with a djent kind of tone, they use tube screamers, and that gives you a boost in the mids and it tightens up your tone a good bit. Noise gate is pretty essential too, but I don't have one right now. But it just basically adds a little bit more tightness and cuts out all the feedback and noise. And when you're palm muting it, it just makes it a whole lot tighter. Anyways, with the tube screamer or Maxon OD808 overdrive, any kind of overdrive or tube screamer kind of pedal you can use, you want to keep your drive all the way down, keep your your tone a good way up. I don't use it all the way because it kind of sounds a bit harsh in my opinion, but you want to keep it a good way up to add that tight mid range, and then your level will be all the way up. So I'm gonna turn that on, and as far as my amp settings, I got the pre relatively low, a little bit past 4. I find that if you turn it up a little bit towards 6, it kind of has more saturation to it, and I like to hear my notes ring out. I guess if you want to hear like kind of like a Veil and Maya sound, how they use really big chords, or Haunted Shores, it's another one of my favorite bands. They use really big chords and you can hear the strings ring out. Anyways, moving on. Low, I keep about 5 with my EMGs. The mids a little bit past 5, not terribly overblown with the mids, but still pretty high there. My high is pretty high, a little bit before 7. With passive pickups, I usually keep the highs back and the low up because they have more high end with my Epiphone Les Paul. The resonance I keep about a little before 8 because with 6505s it adds a lot of oomph to it. Presence I keep about 4.5. Too much makes it sound harsh. The tube screamer has a lot of presence to it, so it's really unnecessary. Excuse me, for a lot of that. As far as speaker cabinet goes, closed back speakers are the way to go. Open back, like this vintage 3212 here I have, is it's not very tight, has a bit much resonance to it. With djent, you want to keep it as tight as possible. Anyways, so I'll just kind of play some riffs here for you. Some original stuff, some Veil and Maya, some whatever. So here you go. It might not be super tight because it's played in a basement, it's kind of bouncing off the walls here, but you get an idea of what the tone sounds like. So let me turn on the tube screamer here. sloppy. So, there you have it. It's kind of a little demo here of just kind of messing around, but sloppy. But anyways, yeah, Djent.